phone.
And then you know it's comfy.
Okay. Thanks, Sean. Thanks, Mum. Yeah, thanks. I'll talk to you tomorrow. What? Are you telling me I've got things in my teeth? It's gone. It's all gone. I checked.
Straight to the golf club. Thank you. Let's get some photos with Joe. Come on. It's a squeeze. So we're doing it bit by bit.
Yes. Well, can we cut off it if the top?
You haven't go to bed.
Go down.
Go to bed.
Inside, good boy.
Oh,
Open the Uggs. Oh.
To the land. I can't drive any car because I'm not drinking. So if you want a driver.
Whose food has room for Joe's food?
Yeah, so
So, Zeph, the bridal party are in the first row. Family, any...
If you wait for me, if you think of me, in a place where I can feel I'll find
yeah, we can sit down.
my way.
Well, I think we're meant to stand though, aren't we? We'll have to stand for it.
Be waiting. Oh, I long for you, and
I was ordained as a One Spirit interfaith minister back in 2017, and it means that I can hold ceremonies like this and legally solemnize weddings of all sorts. Whether your religion is no religion, or whether you celebrate nature or God or whatever it is, the spirit of love that holds us all. And it's Damien and Paul. Damien is Joe's brother, Paul is Davy's brother, to light candles. If you wouldn't mind passing. Firstly, I would like to acknowledge both Davy and Joe's mothers, thank you, who cannot be with us today, Kath and Gillian. But I know they're both thinking of you on this special day. And I know that Kath has been on WhatsApp, very active, watching what's going on. So we welcome into this space the memory of both of your fathers, Tony and Peter. I invite Paul to read a passage from the prophet, from Khalil Gibran, on marriage. Would you like to? Thank you.
You were born together, and together you shall be forevermore. You shall be together when the white wings of death scatter your days. Aye, you shall be together even in the silent memory of God. But let there be spaces in your togetherness, and let the winds of heaven dance between you. Love one another, but make not a bond of love. Let it be rather a moving sea between the shores of your souls. Fill each other's cup, but drink not from one cup. Give one another of your bread, but eat not from the same loaf. Sing and dance together and be joyous, but let each one of you be alone. Even as the strings of a lute are alone, though they quiver with the same music. Give your hearts, but not into each other's keeping, for only the hand of life can contain your hearts. And stand together, yet not too near together, for the pillars of the temple stand apart, and the oak tree and the cypress grow not in each other's shadow.
Thank you, Paul. Joe,
Joe,
It was
let
later
love.
than yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Here we are. I had a word with the weather fairies. Joe, let love overcome her resistance to getting married. Davy overcame his fear of being taken care of. And as the poem says, they stand together now in their individual sovereignty, walking alongside each other like strong pillars, radiating love as an amplified force, and to all in their presence. They can both finally come home to each other and to allow themselves to be taken care of. Something tells me that Davy and Sam's souls conspired when they first met at Birdsong. The bond of friendship that was formed was destined. There are many synchronicities that flow throughout their lives, like both leaving the UK at the same time, both moving to different countries at the same time, travelling to different countries, and both having 3 amazing kids. And although they can appear to be worlds apart sometimes, there is an inherent understanding and a flow between them that is so gracious and easy. I can't help but know that this union is divinely orchestrated. And speaking of divine orchestration, thank you, Mary, for singing Hannes Angelicus. As in the beginning of this beautiful day of ceremony, I invite you all to create with me a beautiful container of love and connection for the bride and groom that will carry them throughout the day. Raise towards them, send them your heartfelt blessing on this magical day.
When he looked into her eyes, he learned the most important part of the language that all the world spoke, the language that everyone on earth was capable of understanding in their heart. It was love. Something older than humanity, more ancient than the desert. What the boy felt at that moment was that he was in the presence of the only woman in his life, and that with no need for words, she recognized the same thing. Because when you know the language, it's easy to understand that somebody in the world awaits you, whether it's in the middle of the desert or in some great city. And when 2 such people encounter each other, the past and the future become unimportant. There is only that moment, and the incredible certainty that everything under the sun has been written by one hand only. It is the hand that evokes love and creates a twin soul for every person in the world. Without such love, one's dreams would have no meaning.
Joe, do you take Davy to be your lawfully wedded husband? Will you offer your friendship and loving care, honouring his growth and freedom as your own, cherishing and respecting him, loving and embracing him in times of joy and adversity, through thick and thin, ups and downs, sickness and health?
I will, when I do.
Davy, do you take Joe to be your lawfully wedded wife? Will you offer your friendship and loving care, honouring her growth and freedom as your own, cherishing and respecting her, loving and embracing her in times of joy and adversity, through thick and thin, ups and downs, sickness and health?
I do.
Thank you. So we're going to sign your lives away now. So if I could call on Hugo and Paula. So first of all, for both of you to, if you could stand either side. And Davy, if you could read this out, please. Davy, if you could read this, and so both of you have to witness what they're saying right now.
I hereby state that I have read and understood the list of civil impediments to marriage, and I solemnly declare that I believe there is no impediment of kindred or affinity of any lawful hindrance to my proposed marriage with Joanne.
I hereby state that I have read and understand the list of civil impediments to marriage, and I solemnly declare that I believe that there is no impediment of kindred or affinity or other lawful hindrance to my proposed marriage with David.
Perfect.
pen, please. We won't use the table, I think we'll just, is that okay? Yeah? Yeah, perfect. Thank you. That's better. Twisting always turns me on. Davy, if you could sign here, please.
You can hold it.
Yes. Perfect. Joe, slide. Perfect, here you go. Witnessing. And Paula. Best thing you've ever signed. Absolutely. Thank you, Davy. Very special pen. So, please don't lose this.
Before when?
Send it back to the registry office. So, take a deep breath. Davy and Joe, you have been brought together by connection, love and commitment to seal your bond. You have pronounced your intent to walk alongside each other, honour and respect each other, love and cherish each other. And by this integrity and truth in the beloved company of your family and friends, it is my honour to now officially pronounce you husband and wife.
So now is the time we're going to take that photograph down.
Do we need to wrangle any other people into photographs for you?
And the whole setting. So if you don't be nice to Castletown,
Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the bride and groom.
First, I'd like to speak a little about Joe. Joe is an incredible person, full of life and vibrant. She feels everything so deeply. She's never afraid of an adventure, and I think none of us will ever know the true extent of all her adventures, even though she's an incredible storyteller.
You know, who inspires me every day, from when I was little in the bathtub and you would make up stories about the Power Rangers and Scooby-Doo mystery solving together, to when you made me and Josie and Teddy tree houses in the back garden with trapdoors and climbing nets to nowadays when you've had to battle and deal with all the life can throw at you, and you always dealt with it with a laugh and that devilish grin of yours. I'm so proud to have you as my dad. I love you so much, and I'm glad you found someone you love so much and who loves you this much and who matches you and all your qualities so well.
It's catching on! Come on,
Everybody can hear me. So my name is Hugo, if you don't know. I'm a friend of Davy's. And, I'm supposedly the best man out of this bunch of misfits we have as groomsmen and boys. And I would love to say I've had time to practice the speech, but we were a little busy over the last few days, so there might be a little bit of reading going on. I read this twice. Davy, thank you very much. There he is on his phone, like a millennial.
We're asking the boss to come a little bit later. So that's what we got time.
Davy, thank you for asking me to be best man.
And can I also actually, just at the very beginning, I have to say, without Hugo, this wedding would not have happened.
She's right. There's no chance. Come down on Thursday. Lucky we came Monday. It's been awesome. It really has been awesome. It's been great fun through rain and shower and sun. Exactly. And it's all good.
Broken drills.
Don't.
Broken drills.
Two broken drills, then fix the drill, then drill the holes, put the tendons.
Wet underpants.
Exactly.
Flooded polytunnels.
So I decided I wouldn't ask his old friends. Okay, sorry, I forgot to mention back here that I've only known Davy for about 6 years. So, you know, I appreciate that's not normal maybe for a best man, but I'm guessing that because there's maybe some skeletons in the closet, he asked me. I don't know them, so I wouldn't have to drag them in. Very smart move, Davy. Very smart move. So I decided not to ask his old friends for any juicy stories because it wouldn't be genuine. And I also figured there weren't going to be any, because you're just such a cool dude. And I can't imagine that's changed. That's not something new. You are an awesome guy. Always been sweet. So a brief background to our meeting. I actually have to talk about Joe. Because I met Joe, myself and Kelly, met Joe and Uta on a retreat about 7 or 8 years ago.
7 years ago.
Yeah. And we connected immediately. We kind of fell in love as friends. The whole gang of us, you know, we were really close, and you helped me move away from what I was doing, and I got into shiatsu and I studied shiatsu, and you were inspirational, as was Uta. But it's about you today. And so I was immediately drawn to your enthusiasm, and we got on great. And the next thing, a couple of years later, look at this guy on the scene. And I don't know what's going on, but Joe changed. Joe was like, Joe who's always in control, Joe who knows everything. Oh, IT breakdown. Joe who's always in control and knows everything was suddenly like questioning things. Who is this guy? Will I call him? Will I wait for him to call me? Yes, it did happen, Joe. I know you said it didn't. And we were there through it all, myself and Kelly, my wife, and we were just, you know, we could see our eyes light up. There was something different. We knew something was happening. And I skipped through a whole bunch of this speech. So finally it was time for us to meet Davy. I don't remember the exact circumstances because I have a memory like a goldfish. My wife will fill me in. Yeah, in fact you're already filling me in. I think it was on a train or I was driving. I don't know. And I had this big build-up when I was there. Who's this guy? It's going to be the usual friends, partner. I'm going to have to talk to him, and I'm going to talk about football and rugby. And all these things. I'm going to be bored and pretend that I'm really enjoying myself. And then comes Davy. And I would say in about 5 minutes, I was about to propose marriage. I was hooked. I was absolutely hooked. We became bosom buddies immediately, you know. So I just thought, this is great. I mean, the Joe and Davy train, happy days, you know. This is going to happen, and I knew what was going to happen. I knew they were going to get married. So So we talked solidly for about 8 hours the first time we met, and then came up for air, and I was like, that's it. We felt like we were friends for decades. So you constantly blow me away with how resilient you are as well in the face of negativity. Because we know you've been living with Parkinson's for a while now, but you wouldn't know it. I mean, your positivity and mental outlook and your inquisitive nature has brought you through all avenues, down every path that might lead to recovery, ending with you becoming a real living live cyborg.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago. And I mean, the change has been remarkable. You know, it's been a massive build up to that and this, but you know, they're both huge events. And the change, and I can see the change happening as we get tweaked, and it's just phenomenal. And I'm so excited, and we couldn't be happier. Just seeing you start to gain control back. It's fantastic. I was advised that during a speech I should give some advice, because I've been married to Kelly, my life partner and best friend for 22 years. You're an emotional friend. And we're still strong. We've been through good and tough times, and we're super strong. So I guess my advice would be to Davy, when you're right, shut the fuck up, and when you're wrong, shut the fuck up. It wasn't like that when I couldn't read it. It was better when I read it for the first time, than like the second time. So I've also been advised that it's up to me to compliment the bridesmaids, but as we are so tight in time, there's absolutely no chance, because you have 8 bridesmaids, that I'm going to be able to thank them all individually. But in fairness, you guys are absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you've been amazing. The setup of this place, the setup of the land, just the huge support, the ceremonies that you've given Jo. I mean, I think the fact that she has 8 bridesmaids is a testament to how generous and what a friend she is to such people that she couldn't even choose. She only could choose 8 out of the hundreds of friends, I imagine you have, because you're just a fabulous person. But this is about Davy. So just to finish, I'd like Jo and Davy just to stare into each other's eyes. If you can just look at each other, feel the connection. You're now looking into the eyes of the person who's statistically most likely to kill you.
It's going to be very hard to follow that one up, I can tell you. So, top them up there. So welcome everyone to this celebration of these 2 lovebirds. I, for one, am absolutely thrilled that they've got together. I've known Jo 25 years plus, and we met on Shiatsu, which is the running team, and I kind of left that behind, but I didn't leave Jo, took the package with me, and I've witnessed in her life her being a mom, mostly her being a mom to the beautiful Aaron and Zeph, and then later to Sam. And our bond got stronger because of Zach and Sam, and she's also witnessed me being a mom. We were single parents together really for quite a while, and hung out and had those coffees and pizzas and wines and deep conversations about life and love. And we've shared great times. Yeah. And when she met Davy, I was like, oh, right, okay, because there was a few frogs, as Jen said. We've seen a few frogs along the way. And Davy reminded me also that he and I went for a walk on Port Marnock Strand, which was basically me vetting him. You know, to see what's the story. It was a tough walk. It was tough for him anyway. Yeah. So yeah, I think Jo knows I'm really protective of her, but I know she's completely in safe hands here. And I'm delighted to welcome Davy to our Irish family that we've shared together. Absolute pleasure to have Davy in our lives. We think like addition to the party. Yeah. And so, yeah. So I'd like to thank them for bringing us all together here today, and for what we're going to get together with later on. And it's lovely to see Joe's old friends from far away, you know, Sue coming from England and that. That's just beautiful, and her brothers. It's just really lovely to have everybody here. And so grateful to see everybody, and I'm really looking forward to hanging out with you guys all later. And I just wanted to offer a small John O'Donoghue poem for marriage to both of you. It's a blessing. As spring unfolds the dream of the earth, may you bring each other's hearts to birth. As the ocean finds calm in view of land, may you love the gaze of your minds. Of each other's minds. As the wind arises free and wild, may nothing negative control your lives. As elegant as dreams absorbing the night, may sleep find you dear, of anger avert. Clear? As twilight harvests all the day's colour, may love bring you home to each other.
Is a winner.
Hey!
And this is the prize.
Davy is the prize!
It's a fantastic prize. Untouched. No one's eaten half the chocolates out of it, I can promise. No, it wasn't opened earlier. Now,
Reverse order.
I can confirm it was from this table. One of the 2 teams here. Is it the ones who have left us? Or is it the ones who have carefully waited here for the prize?
Don't leave us in suspense, man.
Can confirm, with only 6 wrong, our winners today were Beth, Katie, Josie, Nat, George, Katie. Do people want to know last place?